Well, hello and thank you for joining me for another Alex on Tech and iTWire TV video. Today we're having a look at the latest Ecovacs Robotics Deebot X11 OmniCyclone. This is their best ever vacuum cleaner. It was launched at IFA with a technology that allows unlimited runtime. It can clean over 1,000 square meters without needing to have a long charging cycle. We'll go into more details about that at the moment. But first of all, let's do a quick unboxing. So we're just going to open up the unit, and inside we can see there's a quick start guide. We're going to need this quick start guide in a moment to set it all up. And then inside we have some kind of a plate of some kind. We'll learn what this is for a little bit later. If I open it up, we have the usual styrofoam packaging with some little brushes and something there which we're going to find out more details about pretty soon. And then inside here we have the unit itself. Now this is, let me just lift it out. The instructions are showing that I can lift it with the handles. So this is the actual cleaning station, and we're going to have to remove all these little bits and pieces here in a moment, which we'll do. And inside the box here, of course, is the actual Deebot Ecovacs unit itself. So let's open that and have a look inside. We have a manual, which of course we're going to have to go through, and then the very nicely packed robot itself, which comes in its little white casing, and the robot with little attachments. I mean, it's like a printer. We're going to have to remove all these little plastic bits which keep everything safe and secure whilst it's in the packaging. So I'll just quickly see if there's anything else in the box here. And no, we've got everything we need. There's also a power cable which we already plugged in, but now it's time to pull all of these things off. So let's have a look at the quick start guide, which is very important. So it's telling me to remove all protective materials from the Omni Station. So this is the Omni Station. So let's start by removing all of these protective materials. So that's that. And take all of these things off, as you would at home. All pretty standard stuff. And then I can see there's more down the bottom here that has to be removed according to these instructions. So it's telling me to pull this out. I'm pulling that bit out there like this, taking these things out, and that piece of material that we had before, which is this one here, it says we have to click it in. I'm not entirely sure. Install the base until you hear a click sound, indicating the floor slots are securely aligned. Aha! So this is so that the so that ensures that the robot has somewhere to dock into nicely, which is good. And there are more things that we have to do, including filling these things with water, these different stations at the back here. So I'm going to go through these, but that is the unboxing process, then it's a setup process which takes a little bit longer. I'm not going to bore you with going through all those details. It obviously cannot be that difficult. This is their best machine, so that the ease of use would have been set up. And I can see from the instructions here that it is not that difficult to do. So that's the basic unboxing. Now I've got to set it up. Okay, back again. Just noting that I had to remove some of the plastic from this and take this particular lid off, and there was a piece of white down there, and oh, there's another piece of plastic I needed to remove, which I'm going to put over here. And then on the cleaning station, I need to put water into this unit over here, and on the front here, this pops off, and inside down of this little section we have some cleaning solution. So we're going to do this now and get the unit ready to start vacuuming and mapping this particular unit. And we're only going to do a small area because we don't have time to do the whole thing, but we're going to showcase some of the features that set the OmniCyclone apart from the other similar sorts of vacuums on the market. So back in a sec. Okay, so we're now going to turn the Deebot on for the first time, the good old Ecovacs X11 OmniCyclone, and so my assistant here is plugging it in, and it's going to start talking to us in a moment, and we just got to wait for that to happen. I'm just going closer.
Hello. The system is starting up. It should take another 15 seconds.
Okay.
Please hang tight.
So whilst we're waiting for that, I'm just going into the App Store here, and we can see it's got ads for ChatGPT. Let me type in Ecovacs.
Welcome to Ecovacs Robotics. I am your smart assistant. Let us begin your intelligent cleaning experience. Unable to charge. Please switch on the power. Now, just connect to the app and Wi-Fi. You can control cleaning remotely from your phone, even before getting off work. Plus, Deebot will keep getting smarter with regular updates. Let's get connected. I'll guide you through it step by step. Step 1. Use your phone to scan the QR code on Deebot to download and install the Ecovacs home app, and register and log in. Step 2. On the app homepage, tap Scan to add robot.
Okay, so I'm just looking for the QR code, which I can see here on the bottom of this machine. Okay, so I'm on the floor here because that's where the Ecovacs is set up, and it's asking me to scan the QR code. So I'm going to do that, just using the camera to see if that makes a difference. I haven't downloaded the app yet, so let's see what it tells us, because this is what a consumer will do. So it's going to search for that, and it is bringing up some sort of Mercedes-Benz parts. So let me look for the actual app itself. So I'm here on the, I don't know if you can see this on the screen there, but this is the Quick Start Guide. I've just put it here. And there is also a QR code there. So I'm going to scan that one instead. Okay, that is taking me to Ecovacs homepage. So I'm going to download that. And that is now going to download the Ecovacs home app. It's very important to follow the instructions. If you just go off half-cocked, you will get weird results, which is the same for anything. So don't do that. Follow the instructions. Guys usually like to think they don't need to follow the instructions, but I can assure you that following the instructions is the right thing to do. Saves a lot of trouble later on. So it's now downloading, and I'm just going to switch it off the Wi-Fi, and this should download faster, which it is now downloading faster. And it's telling me here I can control the robot in real time. I've got multiple clean modes. I can schedule cleaning anytime. There's a store for accessories and new robots, and the Ecovacs Club. But now I can tap open, so I'm going to do that. And it wants to find devices on the other local networks. I'll say yes, but it's going through my phone, so it's not going to do anything. But if you wanted to find if you've got other robots or other devices, you can say yes, you can say no, it's up to you. I'm going to allow it. So it's asking me to set up the app. I'm just going to tap next. If I come over here, we can see there's a little user agreement, all pretty standard stuff. So I'm just going to Tap agree and continue. I have to agree to this. The privacy policy, all pretty standard stuff. Do I want notifications? In this case I do. I can always turn that off. And here I'm going to register. So I'll just move the phone away for a second whilst I type my email and set up a password. So just get the unit to create a password for me, seeing as that's something you can do on iPhones and Androids with the built-in password manager. I don't know what half my passwords are because I just allow the system to do it for me. Okay, so I'm entering that password. I'm tapping register. I've got the user agreement there. I just tap allow, agree and continue. And it is telling me that the password needs to be at least 8 characters and contain at least 3 of the following uppercase letters, lowercase letters and numbers. So the default that I have set up in the Apple system is not using those. So I'm just going to go in and modify that manually so that it has some numbers and characters. Okay, so it's now registered and it's now loading the rest of the app. So hello, get started with your new smart home life. I can enter the name of my home. I'll just leave it as my home for now. I'll type enter now. And we're going to scan to connect. So I'm tapping on this and it wants to access my camera, which is normal. And this is where we've got the QR code that I should have scanned the first time round on the unit itself. I'm now scanning that code. Let's, for some reason that didn't work, so I'm just going to do it manually, the Deebot X11, it's one of the options. Yes, and it's the OmniCyclone. You can see there I've got some choices. I'm tapping the OmniCyclone. Please turn on the power switch. So let's turn it around back the way that it was. Put the lid back on. So there's actually an on-off switch here, which again I probably should have looked at the instructions.
The system is starting up. It should take another 15 seconds. Please hang tight.
And it says turn on the power switch. So yeah, that's where you've got to lift the lid as we just did and physically turn the unit on. Once again, follow the instructions. Then you won't be wondering. Okay, let's just wait for it. And
Ecovacs Robotics. I am your smart assistant. Let us begin your intelligent cleaning experience. Now, just connect to the app and Wi-Fi. You can control cleaning remotely from your phone, even before getting off work. Plus, Deebot will keep getting smarter with regular updates. Let's get connected. I'll guide you through it step by step. Step 1. Use your phone to scan the QR code on Deebot to download and install the Ecovacs Home app, then register and log in.
okay,
Step 2. On the app homepage, tap Scan to add robot, and scan the QR code on Deebot to identify the model.
okay, well we've done that and it's now telling me to turn on the Bluetooth hotspot. So I need to remove this lid here, which I'm doing. And I'm going to push the Bluetooth hotspot for 1 second.
Deebot has turned on its Bluetooth hotspot. Once it appears in the app, just tap to start the connection.
Okay, so it's now searching for devices. It wants to know if it can find Bluetooth devices. It's something that all apps do. It's a privacy and security thing. In this case, I'm going to say allow, but you might want to say don't allow. That's up to you. And it is now showing me that it has found one of the devices. So this is this particular device. So I'm going to tap on the device.
Now is connected to the app via Bluetooth.
And it's connected.
Please select your home Wi-Fi and enter the password in the app to start the network connection.
Okay, so I've just put that lid there. I'm now going to choose the home Wi-Fi. So give me 1 sec whilst I do that. So I've got to select the Wi-Fi network. So searching for that, I can see it there. I'm typing in the password. I mean, it's all pretty standard stuff when you set up anything that connects into your home.
to other apps.
Well, we're doing just that. We're waiting for it to connect. It's now connecting to the server.
Thanks for getting Deebot online.
Okay.
With internet access, Deebot's unlocked lots of new skills. To make it easier to reach Deebot anytime, let's go through a few quick setup steps. Hi there. I'm YIKO, your voice assistant. Turn on the voice assistant feature to start chatting with me anytime. No problem. You can always turn on the voice assistant later in YIKO settings if you want to try voice interaction.
Now, I have said previously that we will be talking to our devices. You know, you'll be telling it what you want to do using English. That's the easiest programming language of all. And in the system here, I'll come back to the little, my little stool here so I can show you what's on the screen. It's telling me that my firmware version is too low, please update. So I'm going to tap the update button. Okay, so making sure that the robot is properly in the machine, we can see that the robot is charging the station. Before we didn't quite have it in properly, and that was red. But now that we've repositioned the robot, it's now green. So that's important to know because you might come up with the same thing. And then you've got Deebot's battery level is greater than or equal to 20%, very important. We can have automatic updates where it will automatically update between midnight and 6 a.m, which is good. You never have to worry about it then, unless you want to do a 3 a.m. clean cycle, which some people might want to do. It might be doing the firmware update at that moment. You never know, but I can now type start upgrade. So let's tap on that.
Updating.
And it's
Please
now
do not power off.
it's now downloading the update and it's installing it. So anyone who's got modern technology knows this is a very standard thing to have to do. I mean, our grandparents bought fridges and washing machines and they lasted for decades. Some people are still using those machines, but in the modern era, if you buy something, whether it's your television or a phone or a watch or a vacuum cleaner, it needs updates. And that's why you want to be able to do those between midnight and 6 a.m. when theoretically you're asleep and you never have to worry about this. And you can see it's powering along there pretty smoothly. We're up to 24%. And obviously never turn off, disconnect something whilst it is updating, because that can have unpredictable results. You see that whether you're updating the motherboard on the BIOS on your motherboard or anything, it always tells you, don't disconnect. Now, if you happen to have a power failure at this time, which can happen, generally speaking, these things will resolve automatically. But I guess when we all have battery backup, that will cease being a problem too. Anyway, it's 54%. It's all pretty normal, moving pretty quickly. It's now in the installation phase, 10%. So we're at 99% firmware updating. This is like, I've seen this on Windows, other places. It's at 99%, but it's not 100 yet. So it shouldn't show 99%. But anyway, we're nearly there.
Update completed.
Okay, so there we go. We're on the latest version, which at the time of filming is 1.47.112. So it says agent hosting, smart voice assistant, a helpful companion for worry-free cleaning. You can switch between detailed and concise voice prompts as needed. Matter supported, which is great. Matter is a standard that is compatible between the Amazon Alexa, Google, and Apple. Touch display and voice prompt supported, and AI intelligent customization upgraded. So there we go. So I'll tap got it, and here is the control panel for the Deebot X11 OmniCyclone. So we can see we're 77% battery. We're online. We've got a scenario clean. We can start. We can do docking. Okay, so we're now going to get the Deebot to do a scan of our home, and we've blocked off a certain area because we don't want it to go through the whole house for the purposes of this demo. But I'm going to tap enter here, and we can tap map your home. So I tap on this, and it says explore. Before mapping, put the robot in the station, which it is. Before mapping, organize the obstacles scattered on the floor. Before mapping, opening the doors in the cleaning area. I mean, all of that is open down there. the robot will lift the mops and not avoid carpet so as to explore more areas. So I'm going to tap Start Mapping, and it's going to...
Starting mapping and will automatically learn every corner of your home. You don't need to follow it during the process. Mapping time varies depending on the house size, usually 5 to 15 minutes. Be patient. I will notify you as soon as it's done.
So it's now mapping. We're just going to let it do its thing. This is where I'm reminded of Deadmau5 has a track about the little gadgets roaming around our homes. I should probably play a bit of it right now. The little machines that are roaming around.
Happy life with the machines scattered around the room. Look what they made it for me. Happy technology.
This unit actually also is able to go up inclines. Like you can go up, not huge stairs going up, you know, to another story of the home, but if there was something in the house that needed the robot to go over it, it would be able to do it. So it has passed the test that Daleks could not go upstairs. This unit is able to do that to some degree. Now normally we don't have this chair in the kitchen, but we've just been moving things around for the purposes of this demo, and little Deebot is doing its thing, searching. So we'll just let it continue doing that for a few more minutes, as it will have to do in your own home.
The home environment has been fully explored. Deebot's returning to the station and ready to work better now. Start charging.
Okay.
There are many cleaning modes available. Just pick one in the app to start your first cleaning task.
Okay, so let me grab my little stool here and the phone so we can go back into the app. In fact, we do have a bit of a map here. Room 1, Room 2, Room 3, Room 4. Look, you can obviously fine-tune all of this. How to use the map. Swipe up with two fingers to adjust the map view. So there are different things we can do. And that's not exactly right, but look, we can fine-tune this, or you would fine-tune it over time as you got it. So let's, so we've got start for an auto clean. We have a cleaning mode, vac and mop. The first clean, please use the vac mode. And this would be for mopping with one drop of power, I guess, and this one is, there's different modes here, but for the first clean, just use the vac mode. So we would do that. There's also suction power, standard. You can have more levels of suction power there. The water flow rate, suitable for most homes with moderate water usage, and cleaning speed. And you can have a sort of medium, faster, and a slower. And cleaning passes, 1 pass or 2 passes. So you've got a lot of customization in the app, which you'd expect. But let's just tap start and see what it does.
Begin vacuuming.
So we can see bits of dust or dirt, that little white bit there. So let's just let it do its thing. It's like a little life form. He hasn't come to destroy anything except dirt and dust, which actually is quite a twist on the robots coming to destroy humanity. So whilst Deebot is cleaning, we can see there's a little piece of dust here. In the kitchen here, there's little bits of dust and dirt. So we'll see how well Deebot goes at cleaning some of these things up. And we'll come back and we'll check this afterwards. In the meantime, I'm just letting Deebot do its thing. We can see little bits and pieces of dust and dirt even under the table here. Might see if I can move this chair out of the way so as to give Deebot a chance to go down there. At the moment, Deebot is over there focusing on that part of the house. It's got to start somewhere, I guess. So we'll just let it do its thing. So one of the things that we can do in the app is we can talk to it, and for example, if there's kibble on the floor because you might have, cat or dogs that have caused a bit of mess. I mean, you can put it on a higher suction mode at any time. For this initial clean, I've just left it as standard, but obviously you have the full ability to customize it how you wish, and I mean, people obviously will do that. Why wouldn't you? It's nice to see it going under the coffee table here. In fact, I even saw a little light there as it's trying to see underneath what's going on. I mean, this is not the standard vacuum cleaner from 10 or 15 years ago. I remember a friend was buying one from Godfrey's, and it was one of those, it was like $100. It looks similar to this, but it was very primitive in comparison. Didn't have any of the mopping capabilities or true scanning capabilities. And in fact, one of the pets had left a little present behind the couch, and that got smeared throughout the machine. And I had to clean it up, which was not fun. But that's not something you would expect from modern units, because they have all sorts of sensors to be able to detect what's in front of them. And in this case, Deebot's doing a pretty thorough job. There's the light being switched on. It's just looking around to see what's going on. So thus far, it's doing a fabulous job. And I will be speeding bits of this up, because otherwise we're just watching the robot vac do its thing. And whether the vacuum cleaner knows to go in there or not when we had this chair in the way is yet to be seen, but we'll find out whether it will or won't. And of course, once again, you can rescan your home, you can do all sorts of things, but here we go, here's the moment of truth. What is the Deebot going to do? Oh, and look at that. Those bits of dust are gone, which is what you'd expect from a vacuum cleaner. And there was also a little incline there. You can see the little bit of raised plastic, and Deebot had no problems in going over that. Okay, so Deebot is finished with that part of the house, and it is now going into, well, this part of the house. So I assume it's going to go into the kitchen as well and have a look around there. And there's all sorts of things for it to clean in the kitchen. And out here. So it looks like it's doing it. Yeah, we did see there were little bits and pieces of dust down here and debris, quite a few actually, so and look at that, it's cleaned those up there. Well, there's some little black mark there, but that could just be on the tile. It'll probably go through this multiple times like it did before. It's not ET phoning home, it's the vacuum.
About to start auto empty.
So clearly it has finished with the kitchen and it is now vacuuming this part of the house. And there was some dust there, it was a piece of wall, there it is there. It seems to have come back. Let's see if it will continue to clean it. I guess it will, as it does multiple passes. Okay, so we are back in the Deebot app, And here we go, agent hosting. Congratulations on your first cleaning. You can now enable agent hosting mode. This enables Deebot to learn your cleaning habits by using AI to adjust its cleaning settings based on your cleaning preferences, room types, and other factors. So we can enable the agent hosting mode. And the station automatically adds cleaning, so solution for better mopping. We can learn more, or I'm just going to ignore that for now. And I'm going to go back, but let me tap start. And let me see if we can select.
Refilling water for the mop now. Deebot is starting auto clean for the whole house in agent hosting mode.
So currently you can hear the water being put in there, presumably some solution as well.
Starts hot air drying of the roller mop.
If you exit
So
and go back on.
So it just ran a clean cycle, and it is now updating the mop that's in, well, drying the mop that's inside there. So this is all part of the standard cleaning cycle. If I go back into here and I tap start.
The mop moisture level looks good. I'm starting cleaning now. Deebot is starting auto clean for the whole house in agent hosting mode.
So we may stop that. And we're going to end and dock. So we're stopping the auto clean mode. If you own this unit, you will want it to do the auto clean, but because we're doing a demo, we don't want it to do that. So current,
Charging.
and it's now charging. So if we want it to skip certain rooms, we can tap this button and skip, and
I will skip the specified areas.
we'll get it to skip the next room to see if we can get it to go straight to the kitchen.
I will skip the specified areas.
And we can actually hear it doing some mopping. You can hear the water being put onto the floor. So if I lift up the robot,
It looks like Deebot is off the ground. Could you please put it back on the floor? It looks like Deebot is off the ground. Could you please put it back on the floor? About to start auto empty.
okay, so we've seen this unit clean itself, and when it does, it sounds like a vacuum cleaner because it's sucking everything from inside this unit itself into this OmniCyclone station. So I'm just going to open this up like this, and I've got a plastic bag here, and a little bit like other vacuum cleaners, you just push this button here, this base opens up, you can see the dust is coming out. This is now inside the plastic bag, and if we look in there, there's all sorts of dust and dirt, so I mean it really has been vacuuming this up. And then I just put this back in here and pop it back inside. I mean it's no different to a regular vacuum cleaner that is bagless, but in this case it's the robot vacuum cleaning system. You don't have to actually empty this itself, it pops into there and you just empty it the way you do it with some other brand. So nice and simple. And so one of the other things we want to do is show the extreme suction power, and in this case I'm going to get a biscuit and scrunch it up just on the floor in front of me here, and then I'll set through the app the Deebot to clean that with maximum power. So let's first of all crunch this up. I may need to do this a couple of times, but we'll see. So that's a bit of a mess. Okay, so I'm getting the app now, and I'm going to go into start. I'm going to go room 1. I'm coming down here to what says maximum suction power. So you can see it in the app here. So if I bring the phone close to this, we're in the section where you've got the cleaning mode, vac and mop. I'm just going to do vac in this case. We don't need to do any mopping of this. And then you've got the suction power. This one is maximum. Cleaning speed, I'm going to tell it to go deep cleaning. And cleaning passes, we'll just do 1. And then we just up the top here, we click start. So and it says 1 area selected. I may select this one as well because, in fact, I'll remove that one because I think that's part of the front of this area. So I'll just go start and let's see what happens. Well, we can hear it is already got a maximum suction power. Definitely sounds stronger. We need it to come here, but it will do that in good time. What I'd love to see on these systems is like a remote control where you can use your fingers like a PlayStation and get it to, it's like a game. But that's some advice for a future time. Now it's cleaning up and let's see how it does. I've clicked add and now I use this to show where I want the Deebot to clean, which is just in this area here. So I'm going to tap the tick. So I'm going to hit skip twice.
I believe.
I'm leaving now to clean the next area.
Wait, let it.
So you can select it to do 2 passes if you really wanted to do a deep clean, and then you can ask it to clean again. The little sensors are clearly not enough for it to see stuff on the ground. But this is technology that is always maturing, and no doubt future models will be able to detect things with absolute precision. But in the meantime, you can just ask it to clean that area again. Okay, so I'm trying to get it to clean those other little bits. We can see there's one over there and there's one little one there. So I've gone back into the system and added this area, which is in front of the unit. And if I scroll down, I can once again do the deep cleaning, and this time I can tell it to do 2 passes. And then I can go back to continue.
Continue cleaning.
Getting the Ecovacs to know exactly which is the right part of the house to clean is obviously something you will have to do with a little bit of trial and error. You probably want to map your house again properly and in a more sort of intense way than a demonstration like this would allow. But it's now you can hear the vacuuming is happening, and I want it to clean that thing up top there, and there's a little one over there. So let's just let it take its time and see if it'll do it. So here we see it do its cleaning, and it seems to have cleaned those bits up as we liked. And as we can see, it looks extremely modern. I mean, what else would you expect in 2025? This doesn't look cheap. It's got all sorts of sensors. I mean, underneath we can see the various rollers and the mops. I can feel the wetness there. These are the wheels that allow it to rise over different surfaces, which we've seen. And I mean, this is a modern, ultra-modern vacuum cleaner that is worth every dollar of its $2,999 price. There is a unit that is slightly cheaper, but this is the OmniCyclone, the one that has everything. So I'm going to get it to maybe clean a little bit more here if I can, because there's still little bits and pieces here. I mean, normally you would give it the time to do the 2 passes that I asked it to do this time. In this case, I'm pausing it because I want to just highlight various features, but this will not look out of place in any modern home. And in fact, if you've got an unclean, dirty home, then it's going to look like the cleanest thing. It's going to look like the best thing to add to your home. So let's just turn it back on again and let it keep going. But otherwise, this is the Ecovacs X11 OmniCyclone Deebot. And hopefully future models will let me manually move the Deebot where I want it to go. Because sometimes there are little areas that it can miss, like down here. And again, I need to give it some time to finish its 2 cycles. But sometimes, you know, if you've got OCD or something, you want to just move the vacuum to that area, let it do that bit, and let it keep cleaning. And this is just something that I've seen with other vacuum cleaners as well. There needs to be some sort of manual control system, and that would be super easy for Deebot or anybody, you know, Ecovacs or anybody else to set up. So let's see if they do it. But in the meantime, you just have to trust that the system will do its job, and will do it as it does multiple passes in your home. And if you're impatient, well, just have to learn patience. Okay, Eco, start cleaning.
Map calibrating. Please wait.
We just
Okay, continue cleaning.
Okay, Eco, adjust suction power.
Which position do you want to adjust to? Calibrated. Now back to work.
Okay, Eco, back to the station.
Okay, back to station.
So you can talk to Eco. You've got to use the app to be able to do that. You tap and hold, but you can speak to the Ecovacs with your voice. This is obviously going to get even more natural as the years progress. I mean, by 2030, it should be natural language, the same way we can talk to Gemini or ChatGPT now. This will be just a standard feature of all electronics. The chip inside will be able to handle it. But at the moment, this more basic level of interaction works.